What is up, fellow movie acolytes? My name is Dan Stevens, and welcome to Movie Buffs. And guys, before we get started, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you do like the content. We're trying to offer you guys daily content. Also, keep in mind, if you do subscribe to us, you automatically enter in our end of the month giveaway. That happens every single month, where we do give away a very cool movie prop, replica, or something similar to that. Something movie geeks like all of us are going to really enjoy. So stay tuned. Now let's get right to it. Okay, so what I want to talk to you guys today about on the episode of What to Expect is, does the Snyder Cut affect the rest of the DCEU continuity? Well, the short answer is no.
It's sort of, I believe that it really starts to represent its own path. You know, it doesn't really, it's kind of separate now from what I would say the DC universe, cinematic universe in continuity. I think it is kind of, it's divergent in that way. And I think that that's a good thing. I think that, you know, the power of DC and one of its cool strengths is the sort of multiverse concept where, you know, and also where they kind of put filmmakers first and say, you know what, guys, we want to hear your voice, your individual voices. Take these characters and do a run and so show us what, like, you know, you would do in sort of the great tradition of comic book writing and runs that have been done with all these amazing characters.
A longer, more complicated answer is, it absolutely possibly could. Now, I'm going to go through a couple different instances of how it really could affect it. First and foremost is the most obvious. Everyone loves the Snyder Cut. They rejoice. It's amazing. It's life-changing. Is it going to be that good? Honestly, we don't know. We're not going to know for about another week and a half. But if it is even half as good as a lot of people have in their minds, like myself, then it absolutely could change the trajectory of the DCEU. First and foremost, we are going to definitely get more movies then. Now, I know it's been a common issue, especially with the Wonder Woman 84 getting mixed reviews. A lot of people are scratching their heads, including Warner Brothers, I think, on whether they reboot the whole thing, or whether they, you know, keep doing what they're doing now, which is kind of half in, half out mentality. And I think the Snyder Cut, in my opinion, is a temperature gauge. It's a barometer, if you will, on how much people really want the Snyderverse of the DCU to continue. So first and foremost, we have the DCU, and then we also have separate universes as well. We have the separate standalone movie universe, so none of the movies are connected. So we have the Batman movie coming out with Robert Pattinson. We had the Joker movie that made, you know, obviously over $1 billion last year, and that was noticeable because obviously it made so much money and it wasn't part of any universe like Marvel, which is what DC has been desperately trying to copy. So it does make you wonder what the plan is, and I think they're trying to figure out, with the tepid, for the most part, tepid reviews that the DCU has gotten. You have your winners like Aquaman and Wonder Woman, but you also have some stinkers like Justice League and even Batman v Superman, which didn't make the money they expected. So what does this all mean? So if Justice League for the Snyder Cut is actually at all successful, meaning it gets a lot of people to watch it, a lot of people love it, they rejoice, it's a great 4-hour movie, which I'm hoping it really is. One thing I think we might see is we're going to see more movies, like, for instance, I think we'll see a Flashpoint Paradox movie, which is already in production, or pre-production, I should say. But one thing I think we'll see as well is we're going to give a definite date on Cyborg movie. We're going to get a definite date for Aquaman 2. All these things so far are kind of up in the air in pre-production still. Now movies like Aquaman 2 do have actual dates out, and they are tentative release dates. It makes you wonder what happens if the Snyder Cut is not good. If the Snyder Cut's not good, then are we going to see these movies get pulled? Are they still going to put them out? Now, Aquaman made a lot of money, and it surprised a lot of people with its levity, its great special effects, and it does make you wonder what the plan is here. Are they just going to keep releasing solo films with a loose continuity? Now, Zack Snyder himself has said that Justice League, his version, is not going to be tethered to the regular DCEU continuity. Now, in my opinion, I think if it's well received, the smart thing to do would be to retcon the original Justice League and continue on with the DCU, and then have Flashpoint Paradox, which would allow you to have different timelines. You could have Robert Pattinson's Batman be the new Batman. You could have Wonder Woman still stay as Wonder Woman with Gal Gadot. You could have Aquaman stay the same, but you could replace certain actors like Ben Affleck, who doesn't want to be Batman anymore. You could replace them because of Flashpoint Paradox, and we'll get into that further in another video. Another thing to remember is Ben Affleck doesn't want to be Batman anymore. Part of it's because he wants to work on his own projects, and part of it's honestly, I think, because of what he considers poor fan reception. Now, a lot of people that I know and a lot of fans that I talk to about Batman v Superman in particular, they love Ben Affleck's performance, whether it's Bruce Wayne or as Batman. And people like me were really, really bummed out to see that he stepped down as the director and writer and obviously star of the Batman film. Now, I'm really excited for Robert Pattinson's take on the Batman. However, I was really excited to see, I like this grizzled, older Batman that we saw in Batman v Superman. I didn't care for his, portrayal in Justice League. However, I will say I really did enjoy his entire character and his growth that we see in Batman v Superman, and I love the badassery that he brings to it. Now, one thing that is interesting is if the Snyder Cut is absolutely, loved by people and it's well received, it does make you wonder if Warner Brothers throws enough money at Ben Affleck and has a good script and a good director tied to it so he doesn't have to have all the work done. Would he ever be interested in returning for another Batman movie that's tied to the DCEU while having Robert Pattinson's The Batman as a solo, just like Joker, where you have your continuity Joker with the DCEU and Jared Leto, but then you have an entirely separate Joker movie that has no ties to any other movie, just like the Batman's planning. Now, the Batman probably will have sequels if it's successful, which, let's be honest, it's a Batman movie. It will be successful. However, who's to say Ben Affleck won't return? I know he said before that he wouldn't, but never say never. We've seen over and over times again when money is offered and when fans really want to see an actor or an actress back in this position. Think Sean Connery as James Bond. It's happened before. You never know if retrospect and hindsight have come into play with... Also, the Cyborg story is going to be introduced much heavier in the DCU. Also, Cyborg's origin story is going to be revisited, I believe, in the Snyder Cut. From what we understand, Zack Snyder has already come out and said that he really thinks that the origin story got completely decimated by the Whedon cut. So it's going to be interesting to see. We get, from what I understand, about an hour close to it dedicated to Cyborg and his origin story, and we really get a very good character arc with him, which leads you to wonder if this is successful enough and they kind of retcon the original Justice League movie. Is Cyborg's script going to be changed? Is it yet again going to be pushed back? Because originally Cyborg was supposed to come out in 2020, and then 2021, and then 2022, and now it's kind of up in the air, and I do wonder, and it doesn't help with Ray Fisher's pending issues with Warner Brothers, whether they are, and from what it sounds like, they are legitimate. Either way, I think that doesn't help either with the future of Cyborg. However, it does make you wonder, what kind of movie are we going to get with Cyborg now if it won't be an origin story? So that's all we got for today, guys. Let me know in the comments what else you'd want me to cover and what to expect. There's plenty of movies coming out in 2021 and 2022 that I could cover. Let me know, and I'll see you guys next time.